Hello everyone, Niklsun here, and welcome back to Coming Soon Movie News with Niklsun. This is a show where we break down all of the day's movie news and go over what it means for the production in general. If you're looking for a specific story, check the description of this video below. You can see the start times as to when they all start. But without any further ado, let's get started with today's hot topics. After the initial response of Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice in the theaters, it looked as though DC was becoming reactionary again, because we'd heard about the reshoots on Suicide Squad, which don't believe those for a second. They were there to add to the film. They were there to make the film better, not to. Sometimes they go up. They go and plus the movie. They will go and add some things that they didn't have time to do during their initial production schedule. They will go in and maybe when they edited together a sequence, they had to put it together with 14 cuts, and they said this will work better with 10. This will work better with 10, or it'll work better with 9 cuts. It'll be faster paced. People will get to it a little bit quicker. We can shrink it down a little bit, so we'll reshoot this scene. That's what reshoots are. It's not about how, oh no, this movie's turning out terrible, we need to go and fix it now. So no, don't believe anything about the Suicide Squad reshoots. They're only there to add to the film. This film is going to kick ass. It's going to be so fun. I think it is going to be a little divisive, because I think it's going to be a dark comedy. And I don't think that a lot of people are going to be aware that it's going to be that, or maybe not want that. I really don't know. This is a hard movie to peg. I am really on board with that. I think this movie is going to be fantastic. They got a star-studded cast, and I know the cast doesn't really mean anything, but when you look at the talent behind it, when you got David Ayer, I mean, what he did with Fury was absolutely incredible. This guy deals with character. Everything that I've heard from all the interviews from everybody involved in the film, with the actors and even people on set, they said he approached this from character first and foremost. This was always, what is the character doing? Why is the character doing this? And the action was almost like a mirror to that. It was something that it just fit with the character. The character's motivations is what drove the action. It wasn't the action driving the character to get from point A to point B. And they've just gone in and added to that. And so there were all these other reports that were coming out, but then the big one dropped that Seth Grahame-Smith had left the director's chair of The Flash due to creative differences, and that James Wan may be leaving. Now, James Wan quickly reaffirmed everybody's like, I'm not going anywhere. Like, this is what I'm doing. I'm on board with this film. And I think James Wan, because of the success that he's had as a director with all of the projects, whether it be Furious 7, $1.5 billion film, you look at the Conjuring series, you look at all of his other horror films. I mean, the dude knows exactly what he's doing, and so he has the ability, he has the clout to go in there and say, no, you gave me these parameters, and I'm going to make my movie with these parameters. I'm not making your movie with these parameters. These are what I'm going to follow, absolutely, but I'm going to put my spin on it. And he has the clout to do that. Seth Grahame-Smith does not have the clout to do that. And I am so happy that he is removed from this film. Now, he is an idea man. He's like Max Landis. Max Landis is somebody who right now, I don't think I want to see him go and direct a film, even if he had any intention of doing it. I don't know if I want to see him do that. I wouldn't want to see Max, at least right now, because he is more of an idea man. He is more of somebody who I want to see his written take on something, but even then, I want to see a director then adapt that. I want to see what he puts on page, because like Max Landis and Seth Grahame-Smith, they have really cool, interesting ideas for a film, but I don't know if they really get fleshed out all that well. Like, I just watched American Ultra the other day, and that was a really interesting idea. Victor Frankenstein, it was a cool idea, but the execution, the final execution of that storyline, to me, didn't work. Now, I'm really interested in Max Landis' next version, or next movie called Bright, which he's doing with David Ayer, which to me sounds like it could be very interesting or very intriguing. It's got a lot of really cool high concept options. Again, going back to the high concept, I really like that. But Seth Grahame-Smith is somebody who, outside of 2 episodes or 3 episodes of a TV series, he hasn't directed anything before. He's always just done writing, and the movies that he's written, or the stories that he's written, have been Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. He wrote Dark Shadows. I'm blanking on a couple of the other ones. They're just not memorable. Like, I mean, and even Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, again, interesting idea. There are ways that you could try to extrapolate that into a film, but the film that we got was awful. Dark Shadows, I mean, it was maybe a little bit too far removed from its source material in terms of time because it was based on a show from the 70s and nobody really cared about it anymore. But again, the movie was not good. So maybe, from what I've heard, is that they're keeping Grahame-Smith's treatment for the movie. They're keeping his script, but they're bringing in another director. And I think that's great because his script may work really well, but you bring in an experienced director, somebody who knows the reins of not necessarily a big budget film, because that's not really necessary per se. It's about just having that know-how about how to make a film, how to tell a story, how to tell character, and then also have these set pieces, which, I mean, any director has a visual imagination. They have the ability to see these sequences, and then they get the people who are great at what they do to help them realize that job. And I've said that many times before on here. But Seth Grahame-Smith is somebody who I've always been nervous about because of the previous works that he has been a part of. I don't think that he was the right choice. To me, he was right out of left field. And Warner Brothers was almost, to me personally, they were scurrying around after Lord and Miller left because clearly they had a little project called Star Wars Han Solo that they had to go and start work on. So they weren't able to really deal with The Flash. And so I think that Warner Brothers was like, oh, okay, no, that makes sense. They got to go. Now we need to figure out who the hell are we going to get to write this movie. We got to get somebody to write it and direct it. Well, I mean, all these other films he did for us, he's thrown his hat in the ring. It's like, all right, let's give him a shot. And then he comes on board and it's like, okay, well, no, you're just going to be credited as one of the writers, but we're going to bring in another director. Now, I don't know off the top of my head who I think would be a good replacement. I haven't really put all that much thought into it because right now, all I have as reference is the TV show. And I want the movie. What I want from this movie is to do things the TV show can't. That is the only reason to do a Flash movie. It's not that they just want to do a good version of the character. We have that on TV. That character is incredible. They're doing such a good job with it. You look at the CGI is probably the only thing that they could work on, and they have great moments of CGI, but they also have bad moments in the TV show. So that's something where the movies can really open up and bring you somewhere more. Now, the TV shows have already opened up the multiverse. They've already opened up time travel. So, I mean, you could play with those ideas, but the real storyline that I want to see with the Flash is I want to see Crisis, or I either want to see Crisis on Infinite Earths or I want to see Flashpoint Paradox. To me, though, both of those storylines require there to be an already established understanding of that world, which means we have to see another Aquaman movie. We have to see a Green Lantern movie. We have to see another Batman movie. We need to see all these other films, much like with Civil War. Like you look at Flashpoint. Flashpoint could be DC's version of Civil War, or even Crisis is essentially their version of Civil War. But you could make Flashpoint. That could even be one of the Justice League movies, for all we know. But they could make that to be like a Civil War type storyline. But like with Civil War, you needed to have all of those other films to build up so that you got the emotional connection to it. Because you watch BVS, and I will fault it for this. As cool as the end fight was, I wasn't connected to a lot of the characters. I mean, to me, I don't look at this version of Batman being the new version of Batman, and so I've never seen another Batman movie before this, and so I need to know more about him. I know the character of Batman. I don't need to be told more. Superman, I would have liked a little bit better handling of the character of Superman. I felt he was just a little mopey throughout it. He didn't really do a whole lot. And Wonder Woman, they just needed a little bit more, but it wasn't a Justice League movie, so I understand why they didn't have that. But looking at what they're able to do with the Flash, I mean, as long as they're able to do something really cool and unique, that is what the Flash has the ability to do, is make it very unique, make it its own thing. It can be its own thing. You got Ezra Miller as the Flash. I mean, the dude is an amazing actor. If you have not seen the Stanford Prison Experiment, he's amazing in that. He has a smaller role, but he's amazing in that. We need to talk about Kevin. That was like his big breakout role. I mean, the kid has insane acting chops. And so I'm really excited to see what his version of Barry Allen's going to be. I just hope that it's not the same as what we got in the TV show. But we're going to be finding out soon. I mean, I would assume that if they haven't already announced it and they don't announce it within the next month, we're going to get an announcement at Comic-Con. That's when they'll announce the director. We may even get some casting announcements. They may announce Green Lantern, although they're really far out. They're still 4 years out from that, so we may not even get Green Lantern casting until next year. I think we're going to get Steppenwolf casting because it just came out that it's most likely that Steppenwolf will be the villain in Justice League Part 1. Not Darkseid, but that's leading to Darkseid because Steppenwolf is connected to that. And that makes sense based on the deleted scene from BVS. So, I mean, everything's all starting to come into play, and I can't wait to see that director's cut of Batman v Superman, by the way. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of potential for this movie, for sure. There's a lot of ways that this movie could go and be completely derailed, for sure. With removing Seth Grahame-Smith, I actually put out a tweet when this was first announced. They said, oh, he was removed due to creative differences, and it was because WB wanted to be creative, and Seth Grahame-Smith was just different. And so I'm happy with this. I personally don't think that he was the right guy for the job, even when he was announced to write it. I have not seen his treatment, so I can't really speak to that. But in terms of a director, we don't have any sample for him. We just don't. And this is too big of a movie, especially with Warner Brothers in the situation that they're in right now, with public perception because of Batman v Superman. They need almost something that's going to be a guaranteed hit. So if they can put a very balanced visual filmmaker who knows how to tell a story, then I think we're good. But I can't. Let me know in the comment section who you think would be a great director. Now, it's obviously somebody who could do this. That's what I'm looking for, not a wish list. If I could have a wish list, then I would say I'd probably pick Lord and Miller, to be honest, to do this movie. I think they have the right sensibilities to make this stand out from the movie. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. But have it be, if it's not a wish list, have it be somebody who you believe could actually take it. Like we know, for instance, Nolan's booked up. Spielberg's booked up. We've got all the Russo brothers are booked up. Whedon might be... Whedon! Holy crap! Whedon! Damn, that's a really good option. Joss Whedon in there? Absolutely. I love that idea. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you think that Joss Whedon might be a really good director for The Flash? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And if we do get more information about this topic, then I'll definitely update you guys on here. Well, that'll about do it for us here on Coming Soon Movie News with Niklsun. Thank you so much for watching. You guys have been a great audience. Go ahead and click that subscribe button there in the bottom corner. You get updates whenever a new video is posted. You can also follow me on Twitter or Facebook at Niklsun, Niklsun, for all of your movie updates. And also like our Facebook fan page at facebook.com/movie news with Niklsun. If you ever have a topic or question like I've talked about on the show, go ahead and email me at movienewswithniklsun@gmail.com or put a comment in the comment section. But until next time, you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.